What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 26. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and joining us via train is Emilio Lopez. Manny, say something. He can't hear us, can he? This is what I mean. He's on a train right now. Fuck him. All right, Anthony Nash.
What's up, everybody?
Brett Murdoch.
What's up, everyone?
Rachel Murdoch.
Hello, hello. And
Chris Seeley.
What's up, everyone?
All right, no Brian here today. He might be getting lucky, so good for him. That's why we have Nash filling in. Thank you for that. Hey, by the way, Nash, fill us in. What's going on with your sister, man? She doing better?
She's fine. She's good.
Yeah.
Sprained her ankle. That's all.
Yeah, she'll be all right, man. She'll live. She'll live. Oh man. Hopefully we get Manny in here. He's having some weirdo receptions. He went to go to Pennsylvania. I don't know if he went to West Philadelphia. That'd be fun. Anyway. Couple things here. Okay, Oasis789, dude, get at me. You won the fucking prize. I got a code here for you, bro. Get at me on Twitter. It's that simple. If you don't get back to us by Thursday, I'm giving the shit to someone else. So please get back to me. Even in the comments, like, yo, Tony, I won. How do I get in touch with you? Just hit me up, man. You want the fucking code, right? So please. And the last thing, I want to give a quick shout out to my man Khalif Adams from Small on Me podcast. We're playing GTA Heights the other day. I got to tell you guys a story. This shit is so funny. So Brett and I have been trying to do this one specific heist for 3 days, right? And I was in there with Khalif, and we finally did it. We beat the fucking mission. Chris, you were there too.
Yep, I was there.
Oh, man. So we finally beat the mission. We all get out of the helicopter, and Chris is like, you were in the helicopter, and you couldn't move at this point. Your helicopter was just stuck there, right? So yeah. I jump out of the parachute, and Chris's blades rip my parachute apart, and I slam it to the beach. I don't slam it to the water. I slam right on the beach. I had to do the whole shit again after 3 days of fucking trying. It's like, rah! I don't know if it's shit like that's keeping you away from. I don't know if it's. Hey, Manny, say hi to the people.
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
There you are.
I might cut it in and out because I'm on the move. You know how cell phone things go.
Because zombies.
Yeah. Zombies.
He's running from zombies. That's why. That's what happens in New York.
Yeah, well, he's in Philadelphia right now, so I guess maybe they have zombies there.
Actually,
are you?
No, I'm in Jersey
right now. Exactly. Oh, Jersey. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm in between Philadelphia. I'm in, we just got into it. We're in Jersey right now. We're on a Jersey going to Penn Station. So
I'm hearing that you're doing a good job then.
I'm doing a good job
of escaping the zombies.
Yes.
I mean, you're halfway to Pennsylvania at this point.
Halfway to New York, I guess.
Halfway to New York.
But, Brett, you said you were going to leave Heist for a little bit. I found that interesting. Very shocking.
Nah, it's a pain in the ass. Like, yeah, I'm getting less and more and more disillusioned with trying for 2 hours to have 1 hour of fun. It's just, it's not efficient. I got shit to do.
Oh, man, yeah, it hasn't been like that for me. The last 2 days, like the first 2 days, I couldn't even get on. It literally said, Tony Polanco, go fuck yourself. You're not getting on. But after that, it's been all right. So it's the only problem
I think just in general, people also just kind of being flaky because we're all adults with shit to do and stuff like that. It's hard to set up stuff with people. That's why I'm sort of in the same boat. Like, I tried doing some heists, and I picked up a couple and tried doing them over and over and over and over. And the groups I always was matched with was just a bunch of retards. So, yeah. And also with the connection problems, I don't know if I mean our internet is notoriously crap anyway. But even though we're hard-lined into the modem, but it's still really, really crappy. And I keep checking online, like Rockstar servers. It'll say limited. Which of course for us means down.
Oh, wow.
So it's been kind of frustrating. I've been kind of waiting to see when games aren't like the front runner of what I'm doing right now. Like right now I'm letting Civ 5 eat my face, and I dragged Brett into it too, so we're playing over LAN. But so GTA has been back burner for me for a while because I've been waiting for Heist, and inevitably it comes out and it's going to be broken. Like people not being able to connect and people's saves not saving and all this other shit. So it's like, you know what? I'm happy to wait until the dust settles like a week, 2 weeks. If it takes much more than that, I'll be kind of pissed. But at least getting kind of separates the wheat from the chaff, I guess.
Yes, 2 weeks
Also-
seems to be the main thing with Rockstar. It's like they get their shit right 2 weeks later after it launches. Go ahead, Brett. What were you saying?
Also, like you're not very indicative of the common man's problems. Like every time I try and play, it's always okay. We need to get a few people together. We get 2 people together. We get 3 people together, maybe. And then you have to pick up a random person who ends up being an asshat or a retard. And they leave halfway through. Your problem is just the opposite. Like every time I go into play with you, it's like, oh man, you're like 10 minutes late. We got 5 people, or we got 7 people here for one heist, or something like that. So like you make groups and then splinter them into little groups. You have no lack of people to play with, and I'm not sure if that's because of the site or because just how you play. But most people are having problems getting a competent group together.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
More friends.
I've noticed that though, Brett. You're not the only one saying that. Like, remember when you and I joined my friend Sammy and his boy? They were like, "Yo, we're actually playing with competent people tonight."
That's right.
I've noticed that people are having that problem. But yeah, with me, it is that is my problem. It's like, sorry guys, I have too many people in this room now. I have to split up here. So yeah, I'm not having, and I play late at night too, just like you, because I can't really play during the day. But yeah, I'm not having that issue. And ever since I patched, it's been fine. Like very few of those like booting me out of the system type things, Oh, how's it been with you, Chris?
It's been okay. Like I've only really played with you guys. If I play with random people, it's horrible. It's just I think I played with one guy, and he literally just drove around and waited for me to do stuff, and I was like, what the fuck? It's just like I'm not doing the work for you. Everyone has to do shit.
Yeah, that happened to me once, but most of the time when we pick up a random person, like I just throw them on my friends list. They're actually really good. It's like, oh, you're level 196, get in the fucking team,
Yeah. No, the worst part is playing with kids. Don't play.
Oh, why?
Like the 8-year-olds on GTA, I don't understand. But when I play with you guys, it's fine. Like we all know what we're doing. We all coordinate, and we're all communicating, and not whining or screaming or yelling obscenities.
Mommy, where's my cereal?
That was hilarious.
Oh man! All right, let's jump into these questions here. First one, as always, final stage boss. He always gets his shit in there first. Okay, games depreciate in value just like everything else. The same games that we paid $60 for 9 years ago, Anthony, what you throw in here, or 5 weeks ago, can be bought brand new for $5 now. When it comes to trading in or selling games, some people are like, no way, I paid $60 for that game. Why do these people feel that their old games are still worth what they paid for it? That's like not selling your car because your car dealership won't give you the same $30,000 you paid for it 10 years ago. Yeah, that's always a weird one. It's like, wait, you're not going to get the same price for your game, even like a week from now. So I don't get it. Nash, since you fucked up my show notes, why don't you start off with answering this?
Well, no, I just wanted to edit it because it doesn't take 9 years for a game to depreciate in value. It takes like a month and a half for it to
You're 100%
already be
right,
undervalued. But no, I think. Whoa.
Oh, by the way, if you guys hear any weird noises, that's Manny's fault because he's on a fucking train.
After 9 years, dude, the game.
Sorry about that.
Have you tried to buy into the old Final Fantasies?
No, I mean, I think what it is a lot of people attach sentimental value to it, and like they'll pay for something and then they either don't want to part with it because it means so much to them, or like Final Stage Boss said, because it costs like $60. But I think you just have to realize that there are so many games coming out constantly that their value already drops by the time a month passes when they're out.
Yeah, especially for a video game. Are there actually people like that though? I've never everyone I know knows that games just drop in price.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it's a super big title, I mean, like there are like rare games that cost that go up in value, but for the large majority, I've never met anybody that isn't willing to sell a game for under $60.
Yeah, like I remember back in the day. Oh, really? Right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean it's simple supply and demand, man. It's games that hold on, sorry. Games that you had when you were little, especially like cartridge games, they're not around anymore, so there's fewer of them. Having like a gold edition GTA. Hold on.
Oh man, what's going on?
Yeah, I got one. Boom. Sorry, I had to find it. Yeah, having a gold edition NES Zelda cartridge is fucking something that's hard to find these days.
Yeah, it is. But I was thinking about, remember back in the day, I remember when GTA 3 came out, for the entire year until GTA Vice City came out, it stayed the same exact price. It didn't go down at all, and that was a whole year. So some games are like that. I think, aren't Call of Duty games like that too? Like they kind of stay at the same price most of the year?
Generally, yeah, until the next one comes out. Or even after that, sometimes the older ones are still a little pricier than you'd expect them to be.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very interesting that some people feel that way. Chris, any thoughts on this?
I mean, for the most part, games depreciate unless they're rare. Like, if you go try to find a copy of Earthbound, it's like $300.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go try to find an original card of Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. Those actually go up in value. But for the most part, games depreciate. Like, I'd say for the vast majority. There's rare ones. Like, I think the old PlayStation Mana games are actually really expensive.
Yeah, I remember Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back in the day, the Dreamcast one. Man, that shit was super expensive before they had the digital one. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that shit. But yeah, for the most part, they go down in price. I don't know why people would like think otherwise. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I mean, we were just watching a video about GameStop throwing away, cutting up,
Oh man.
like fucking up cords and stuff, controlling the market, so they can just turn around and charge whatever they want for that. It was kind of funny. This guy was just so pissed. He's like, "Cut games. These are $60 games that you could get. You could get in the store right now for $60, and they're slicing them up and throwing them away.
Well, I think GameStop.
It's like they're starving kids in China."
Well, I mean, GameStop's just reprehensible. They could donate that stuff. They have old games that they feel destroy, and controllers and all that stuff. They could donate that stuff, but because they're just shitbags, they destroy it.
Yeah, it's like, why not donate that shit to fucking kids? Like the video said, like
Well,
perfectly good games.
the businessman.
Fucked up business. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next question here. Okay, I have a case of open world fatigue. Seems like more and more games are open world these days. To me, the story gets lost in open world games, and I quickly forget why I'm killing so many people and grow bored of the game. I find that I enjoy a linear story-based game more than an open world game. What do you guys prefer? Ooh, this is a good one. I'll save myself for a little bit later. Manny, can you hear us? Because I want your input on this. But
And he's on the murder mystery.
He's on the murder mystery buzz.
Solving a mystery.
All right, Nash, since you're talking, go ahead, answer.
I mean, well, first of all, I don't think I mean, like in open world games, you don't have to just run around and murder everybody that you see. I mean, maybe that's why you're getting so tired of killing everybody in the game. But I'm not tired of open world games because if they're done right, they're a lot of fun. You know what I mean? It's not like I like games that are like like The Order or something where it's like linear, but I like games that are like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed that I can explore and I'm not forced to finish the game when the game wants me to finish it. I can take my time with it and explore what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I lean more towards like story-based games, but why can't you have a story-based game with a big open world thing? You know what I mean? Like, why does it have to be one or the other? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, man, I wish you could get in here because I know you have a very definite answer for this. But yeah, Nash, you and I kind of agree on this for the most part. Open world games are cool, but some games, like, I feel shouldn't be open world. Like, it's like, okay, let's just have a bunch of shit in there just cause. Not every game used to be open world, just like not every game used to be linear.
Yeah, I kind of prefer.
I actually didn't hear the.
You didn't hear? All right, let Rachel finish and then you go on.
Okay,
all right, Rachel, go ahead.
I was gonna say I kind of I don't know. I'm not very hooked. I'm not all that hooked on story as I am gameplay. Like if I wanted to experience a story, I would read a book. Is the kind of mindset that I come from. So I'm perfectly okay with something like Skyrim, where you have, you might get lost on the main mission, but you've got all these bazillion side quests that you could do, and just random, there's dragons to hunt and all this other shit. And then there's, like GTA, where you could follow the missions, or you could kind of go off and do your own thing. And I kind of appreciate that. Maybe I'm just I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel.
Yeah, but there ain't nothing wrong with that though. So good mix. Manny, yeah, okay. The question was, what do you prefer, single player or open world games? And you are, you have a strong opinion on this one.
What
Yeah,
was
I guess you
that?
don't have
I
it.
lost you again.
Manny, open world or linear game? Which do you prefer?
I prefer linear games.
All right, explain why.
Well, I mean, I just don't. I just feel like it's just so much to do, and I usually am in the story for a game for the story and not for all the crazy content. I feel like all that stuff gets in the way of the main narrative.
Yeah,
It's just like it seems like it's just a bunch of filler a lot of times.
most of the time it is filler. Actually, I don't know. I'm weird because I like doing side quests, but at the same time they do get in the way. It's like, hey, I want to finish the story, but I have that compulsion where I have to finish every side quest before I move on to the next part of the story. So I'm kind of in a weirdo place there. Chris, what about you, man?
No, I'm not tired of open world games at all. Give me more. Like I love it. Like I love Dying Light, Shadow of Mordor, GTA, Skyrim.
Right, as long as they do it right and the mechanics are good and everything's solid. There's if it's a multiplayer thing, as long as there's people to play with continuously.
Yeah, to me that's like going into an all-you-can-eat place and going, well, I only want salad, so you should only serve salad. Fuck that. Give me some meat. Give me some bacon, fried chicken, pizza, biscuits. I want it all. Fondue.
Oh, man. All right.
To me, if you're gonna go, I don't want to have everything. I like to go to a restaurant that specifically does something that I like, and I'll go for that. I don't expect a steak place to start selling me chicken. You know what I mean?
Like, man, when I go to Cheeseburger, man, I want some burgers. Oh, man. And, Brett, you've gone at length about this, but reiterate to the people, what do you prefer? We already know your answer, but go ahead. Brett, get in here. There you are. You're red. What's going on tonight? We're having
Sorry, hit the wrong button. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about this, but I'll go over it one more time just in case
too
you
long
haven't heard me
didn't read
rant about
version.
it 12 million times.
Yeah, too long didn't read version.
I prefer open world games. I like building my own story. A lot of times I'm not necessarily invested in a story that's just straight narrative, unless it's really, really, really good. I've been grabbed by The Last of Us and other things like that, but for the most part, I not only think open world, but I want more freedom than open world. I want progressively developing stories that just kind of build themselves on the fly. I want what's the word? Procedurally generated stories. And not necessarily ones designed by people, but give me an open world so good that I can write my own story. And not only will I remember it in the sense of it being memorable, but I'll run around telling all my friends, like, oh man, you won't believe what happened. GTA Online has a certain amount of that. You have an awesome thing happen, and you want to go and tell everybody about it. You kind of build your own story. Nobody cares about the fucking story in Grand Theft Auto. They care about the activity and what they're doing. So I think if you build an open world well enough, it doesn't just turn into, oh, I'm stabbing people. It turns into, who are these people? Can I maybe have an alliance with them? Am I fucking myself over, ruining bad? Is pretty good about that. Although, even then, you can tell the scripted or set pieces. It's just like walking into a room like, oh look, there's cover. I wonder if there's going to be shooting. The more seamless you have it, the more fun you can make it. So I think a lot of the fatigue you may be experiencing isn't necessarily from open world games, but from poorly implemented open world mechanics.
Yeah, you know what? The perfect example, Watch Dogs. That's the perfect example of how not to do an open world game, because it's very by the numbers, but it's also like I don't know, it's weird. It's like, okay, on the one hand, it's very basic, the open world stuff, but the open world stuff was more interesting in the story, for you guys who have played it. Nash, I know you played it, right? Yeah, so it's very interesting, but I know what you mean. Some games like, okay, let's just throw a million things at you, and people don't like that. But if you do it right, then I mean, yeah, it's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm a big proponent of open world games, but I like a story in there to kind of lead me along the way. Like, okay, what is the purpose of this? That's why I like GTA High so much. Like, okay, I'm doing this for a reason, but it's still open world. You know what I mean? It's not just like do whatever you want. It's like, no, what do you mean do whatever I want? That's why I didn't like Legend of Zelda, the original. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Dude,
Like,
there's a huge difference between open world and sandbox. They don't have to be the same thing.
all right, okay, explain the difference.
A sandbox is a game where they just give you a bunch of tools and let you play. Minecraft is probably the best example I could give of a sandbox. But there's not necessarily a whole. DayZ is the same way. Rust is the same way. Space Engineers is the same way. It's a lot of the games where you can build things, where they just kind of let you go in a world and have fun. That's an activity. That's a sandbox. You build, you destroy, you play in it. An open world just means you aren't continually set on a linear path. Dark Souls, great example of an open world game that you wouldn't necessarily call an open world game. It is. You can go anywhere you want. You may get punished for it, but you can go anywhere you want.
Sorry about that, people. Manny's. Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay,
Yeah,
so
well, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Brett. I think I can finally say now. Okay, I do not like sandbox games then. So I'm like, no, give me a reason why I'm doing this. You can't just throw a bunch of shit at me and like expect me to make my own fun. Like, no, that's wild. No. But open world stuff, I have the room to kind of fuck around and do some of my own things while sticking to a narrative. Yeah. Stick with that. All right, last question. This one, usual final stage boss, never lets us down with these questions. All right, what's with Xbox fans' obsession with holiday lineups? Do they only want new games from October to December? Do they not play games throughout the year? I don't even know how to answer this shit.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know if there's any context behind that.
No, the context is that the Xbox guys are ragging on PS guys because there's no AAA games coming out for PS4. They're like, oh, look at all the shit we got. It's like, but we have Bloodborne now, and they're like, it doesn't matter. We don't have anything during the fall. I think that's what he's trying to get at.
It's just blatant fanboyism, and it's and I hate to draw lines in the sand like this, but it is rabid Microsoft fanboys looking for anything, anytime, any window, any space, any tech piece, anything they can look for on which they are beating PlayStation. They want to win, is basically. And they want a victory, and they will find it and justify it no matter where. Like window where Xbox is coming out with more games. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Good for you guys. But they want to take that and be like, oh, see, Microsoft is just owning PlayStation. It's like, it really is a petty victory worth that much to you? Like, good, we're all happy for you. We're getting Bloodborne now.
But Brett, maybe the petty victory is okay by them because that's all they got.
And that's fine. Like, okay, fine. You win. You win the holiday lineup, 2015. Okay, woo! Here's your fucking ticker tape. I'll blow you a couple balloons, and then we're done. Like, who the fuck cares? Go find a game that you're excited about, and go play it. Like, we're all sitting here, we're like, man, like, this Halloween party is great, and it's like somebody kicking the door open and be like, you're not doing anything for Christmas. Like, okay, well, I'm enjoying a pumpkin spice cooking and chilling with my homies in a ghoul mask. Like, fuck off. Maybe I am spending Christmas alone. Who cares? What does that have to do with you?
I think it's silly because I mean is there a release date here for like Halo 5 and Forza 6?
The shit could be delayed for all we know.
I would laugh my ass off if they came out and said, "Oh, Halo 5 coming out 2016." I would laugh because it's like, "Oh, where's your Christmas now, guys? What happened?" That's it. That's what you have for Christmas, Halo 5. It's like, I'll enjoy Halo 5 when it comes out.
But it got Forza and Fable, son.
Oh, you already had Forza. It's like, wait, another driving game. Okay. Wonderful. It'll run at a sweet, buttery 60 frames per second because the car doesn't move. The world moves around it. Other Zinc, because you don't understand how games work. Let me just explain that to you. That's why the game runs like that. Idiot.
Oh, don't say that now, but...
That's alright. I said it. It's live. It went on.
But Chris,
the internet doesn't forget.
Chris, Halo Master Chief Collection worked, man.
Oh yeah, because that all those patches, that was just additional content. Because they could fit all the greatness on the disc.
And remember, they got ODST coming too, man.
What terrible.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with what Brett said. Even a petty victory is still a victory. Oh, too much fun.
I agree.
Let's move on to my man Phantom Vash. With the recent news that games like Uncharted 4 and Homefront will be delayed to 2016, and the recent rumor that Quantum Break could be possibly delayed, I was wondering what games do you guys think could be delayed to 2016? Some examples he throws in here are No Man's Sky, Zelda. That's going to get delayed. Watch that. Rise of the Tomb Raider, The Division, Star Wars Battlefront, Ghost Recon, Just Cause 3. I'm gonna jump in there. Yes, Zelda is definitely getting delayed. Just like Chris said, every Zelda game gets delayed. This one's gonna be no different. Just Cause 3 maybe, because I didn't even know that game was coming out. Like, didn't it just get announced? The Division, I may get delayed. Brett, remember we talked about this during the fucking heist we're doing. Like, more companies are probably gonna delay more of their games because they don't want that bad stigma about them anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if all these fucking games are delayed. You know, I really would not be, man. It's bad now, but I'm gonna go with Zelda because that's a gimme. That's obviously gonna get delayed. Anyway, Chris, go ahead. I know what your answer is, but go ahead.
Yeah. I'll agree. Yeah, Zelda, yeah, obviously. I'll agree with The Division. I don't know. Like, I don't think Ubisoft wants another Unity. If that game isn't what they promise, people are gonna be so pissed off.
Yeah.
I don't know how Battlefront's coming along. I have no idea. And Just Cause 3 just got announced. Yeah, I just saw the trailer like a month ago. So I have no idea what state that game is in.
Yeah.
If I had to put money on it, I would bet that probably The Division and Ghost Recon were definitely going to be delayed. I don't think Star Wars Battlefront will be delayed because it's supposed to be coming out in sync with the movie. So if they miss that window, then it's sort of like you kind of miss your window for releasing it. Although I'm really excited about the game, so I hope it doesn't get delayed. Zelda has probably a really good chance of getting delayed.
Yeah. Rachel, what do you think is going to get delayed?
Anything interesting and fun?
Anything? Okay, just all of them.
Yeah,
man.
I'm to the point now where I'm so cynical where I look at stuff coming out and I'm just like, you know what, I don't need to get anything on opening day anymore. I'm just going to wait until everything dies down and I'm just going to chill and I'm going to stay in my little hole. Everybody else can just fuck off.
There you go. Oh man, I should probably do that. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't do that, dude.
I can't. That's why I said I wish I could.
Delaying games, when a game's delayed, it's not always a bad thing. You know, there are a lot of games, like The Last of Us was delayed, Bioshock Infinite was delayed. A lot of games are delayed, and it's usually for the better. So it's never like a bad. A lot of people attach like a bad thing to it, but sometimes it's for the best.
Here's the thing, though. In the past, it wasn't bad, but now it kind of is because all the big AAA games are getting pushed back and back, and you got to get more re-releases.
Well, yeah, I think that's why it's bad is because the next gen just came out, and we kind of don't have a lot of games to play that are like truly super next gen. So for that reason, it's bad. Yeah, but
yeah, Manny, go ahead. I know you want to say something.
I just stopped caring about release dates. Just everything will be released whenever it gets released.
See what I mean?
At this point, it's kind of almost like the way I thought of things in the old days when they never used to give actual release dates. Back in Nintendo days, or even old console days, they never used to give release dates.
Oh God, we're starting to sound like
when
the
it's
old
done.
It sounds like farts, right?
Oh God, back in my day, we didn't have any of that. We read Nintendo Power, and we were grateful.
I mean, whatever. It'll be the games will come out when they come out, when they feel they're ready to release. And even the game is not. A lot of times, the games that we get released won't even be the games that we have later on. After all the patch stuff.
That's true, man. All right, Brett, what do you think's gonna get
whatever.
The Division, because I've been saying for months, don't fuck up the Division. So they're either going to fuck it up or delay it. So I'm kind of hoping they delay it on a certain level.
How about everything's delayed? Everything will be delayed.
It's funny. So everything that was delayed.
Everything's delayed. Nobody gets games. There's no boobs anywhere.
Oh man.
Let's just ruin it all.
I can see No Man's
just
Sky.
play just play.
As much as I'm sure they don't want to, it's such a technical game that's trying to do something new that I see it having possible problems.
I agree. Manny, what were you saying?
Yeah, and the minute that goes wrong, everybody will be like, "This game sucks. Fuck No Man's Sky," and then that's it. Then they make Joe Danger 3.
Oh no. It's kind of funny because remember, every game that was supposed to come out in 2014 came out in 2015. Now the games like we're supposed to come out in 2015 going to come out in 2016. Everything's getting delayed. Every game's going to come out in 2020. There you go. Everything's getting fucking delayed now. Insanity. All right. Moving on. Okay, with the news that the Oculus Rift, talk about delays here. With the news that the Oculus Rift may not be released till 2015. That's not a rumor, by the way. That's been confirmed. I think on Friday it was confirmed. No Oculus Rift coming out this year. And Project Morpheus coming out in 2016. Do you think Valve will capitalize on this with their VR technology, or do you think that's going to get delayed too? Go ahead.
They already announced that they were planning on having it in consumers' hands by the end of 2015. So if they can manage to somehow get it out before everybody else and they announced it last, that's pretty big, just in terms of finally actually getting customers, a chance to play hands-on with this thing, aside from having to spend money on dev kits.
I have a question. Wasn't the Steam box supposed to be out by now?
Thank you. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I'm just saying they haven't released anything.
We decided the console peasants weren't worth the effort.
Yeah, my answer is everything's getting delayed. All the VR shit's getting delayed. I mean, it's already.
You know what?
Really?
I mean, I think they want to have it out by this year, but I don't think Valve can do it.
They're not going to be able to do it. Go ahead, Brett. I heard a really in there.
Yeah, did anybody actually think Oculus Rift was going to make it to market first? They have been dragging their fucking heels in a frustratingly slow tease for 3 fucking years. When you have the kind of response that has, man, I'm getting some wicked echo.
Yeah, I hear it too.
When you get the kind of response that you do off something like that, and I have the same critical problem with DayZ. You fucking jump on it. You don't let you strike while the iron is hot. You don't let it cool. And they have been so big on, oh well, we want to make it perfect. We want to make sure everything is amazing. That's fine and great and well, but you can make a second iteration. You can make an Oculus Rift 2 when everything's happened. You're getting paralysis by analysis and not getting anything done. And I think the Oculus people have been hugely guilty of that, and I think that they will, because of that, I highly doubt they'll be one of the first VR headsets out. And it may be one of those where they have a huge fan base that says, oh, Oculus is going to be the best. It may not be the first, but it'll be the best. Look at what happened when Xbox got more than a 6-month lead on PlayStation. They paid for it for half a decade. This is really important with who comes to market first with
They had a year lead, dude.
Was it a full year?
It was a full year, man.
Jesus, yeah. Oculus cannot find itself in that position because, honestly, we're not clamoring for Oculus Rift. We're clamoring for working VR technology.
Yeah, so with that said, you think Valve's going to be the first one to come out with it this year? Because remember, Oculus already said, nope, we ain't coming out this year.
I don't know if Valve will be the first one to do it. I know that they're going to try, and they have the best chance because they're just basically working off a Linux platform.
But what about the fact that, remember, they're not really a hardware company, and even the Steam machines have been delayed, so do you think that's a little bit cause for worry right there?
Yeah, it is. I'm not saying it wouldn't be hard for them, but they also have the most to gain because they have a proper software distribution network already in place, and if they can come to the forefront with hardware that, even if it's not the best hardware, it's just acceptable hardware, they're ready to put themselves in a really good spot. And Valve has been looking for a way to enter the hardware market for a while now. They've been floating ideas of different video game controllers, Steam boxes, possible modular PCs, and that's a good thing about Valve is for all the shit that we give them, they're throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks. And they're clearly looking for an opportunity to develop some kind of hardware because they've had such success with their software distribution. They've got everything they need to be in the same league as Microsoft and Sony in a console hardware market. They just haven't yet. So yeah, I could see them trying for it. I could see them having a good chance to do it. If they'll pull it off, I don't know. But the one thing I think I'll pretty definitively say is Oculus won't be the first. I don't know if it'll be Valve that beats them, but it'll be somebody.
Yeah, but you don't think it's coming out this year then, right? Valve's not coming out with their shit first this year?
Somebody's going to try and get something done this year.
Well, the Steam machines are finally coming out in November. They want to get them out to market. So it seems like they have a good chance of maybe getting whatever their VR thing is going to be called, or I don't know what it's called, but whatever it's called, out alongside the Steam machine. It would be a good marketing strategy for them.
I think their thing is called VR. It's just the V stands for Valve. Valve Reality. That's what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta ask yourself, like, anything can be done if you have enough money and you have enough motive. Does Valve have the money? Fuck yeah, they do. Do they have the motive? Absolutely. So, can it be done? Yeah. It's just, is it worth pushing that hard?
Hey, what about the Google VR? Remember that shit, that do-it-yourself stuff?
The Google Cardboard? Dude, that was hugely successful.
That beat everybody then. There you go.
Well, dude, the whole point of that was to get VR into the hands of enthusiasts at a relatively low price point so that they could show their friends like you who are like, nothing's going to happen with it. Like, dude, this is a $22 like homemade kit with cardboard and a couple lenses. If we can make something fun with this, imagine what we can do with other things. And they released it for free. It wasn't a product, which is what I hate when people scoff at that kind of thing. It wasn't a product. It was an experiment, and a hugely successful one. Just because you don't get it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. That's like saying, like, oh, I don't need blank part for my car because I don't fucking understand cars. Obviously, I don't understand cars, but I understand that certain things are. People can get excited for them. Like, there are certain things car enthusiasts are going to get excited for. And, Google Cardboard was one of those things. It was only meant to succeed in a certain environment. It's not the kind of thing you'd see packaged and sold at 7-Eleven. That'd be a terrible idea.
My point is that beat everybody to market. There you go.
Yes, technically it did.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Chris, get in here, man. What do you think?
I would think Valve would be remiss not to capitalize on the fact that Oculus is going to be delayed. Like, if they can get out to market first and get that attention, then they would be stupid not to. They try to rush in there. Oculus is obviously the name everybody thinks of with the VR stuff, and Sony's trying to get in there too. So they get attention to their stuff, and then Microsoft's augmented reality, Google stuff, the open source VR. But Oculus is the name everyone thinks of with VR, right? So
yeah.
If Valve can get in there and say, like, and just plant a flag, it's like, we're here, and that would be huge for them.
Well, that'll definitely be a big coup for sure. But we'll see. Again, Valve, they don't have really a good track record when it comes to hardware, or any track record really. Who knows? All right, let's move on here. This last one from FanBash is for Brett and Chris. Okay, are Brett and Chris going to be Bloodborne co-op buddies? What are their thoughts on some of the recently announced Bloodborne details from the week? All right, guys, take it away, because I don't know what the fuck the details were released.
I certainly hope so. Starting off, like we've been talking about it, and I'm fucking excited, and I'm looking forward to playing it. So I don't know if Chris will have me, but I don't know if it matters as much as I can just drop into his game now. Like, if Chris won't play with me, I'll just invade him. So.
Yeah, no. We're definitely gonna play co-op. I'm not sure what announcements were made recently. I mean, I saw the stuff with the procedural dungeon and the dreamscape and the weapons, and I was like, yo, sold. I was already throwing my money at the screen back in January, so they didn't need to, like, give me any more details. I got to check into what they announced, but yeah, I'm excited. I've been excited. I pre-ordered it. I'm ready. Nice. I'm scratching myself like Tyrone. I'm like, yeah, man, give me that crack.
Like that.
Just one more.
Yeah, I actually haven't been paying much attention because I try not to jump on hype trains because I tend to be disappointed, and just like certain details have seeped through the cracks it's what's the best way to put it? It's like sealing yourself in a room and being like, I'm not gonna do any heroin, I'm not gonna do any heroin, and somebody just slips a needle in through like a crack in the bricks, gets me in the back, and I'm like, oh, I'm hooked now. They're kicking the door open, like, give me some more. And I've been trying to figure out everything I could since then. So all the information is new to me, but the more I find out, the more excited I am.
I think the new information was just new screenshots and like new weapons and armor that they announced.
I want to know how.
Nothing insane, but
I want to know how the character creator is on there.
It looks pretty expansive, actually. They I always pronounce the guy's name wrong because I want to call him Miyazaki, but he basically went out and said a few things that really calmed people down. Like, first of all, there's not going to be soul memory in this game. So I don't know who knows about soul memory, but it fucking ruined Dark Souls 2. So there's not going to be any soul memory. It'll be based matchmaking will be based on levels, so that'll help. We know we have transforming weapons, procedurally generated dungeons. We have our classic invasion things, and then he went on to say that there's a lot of things from the past series that people have liked, and we fully intend to.
And what if you don't get it?
Keep those. And what RPGs is finding new equipment and customizing your character and your look, and we don't intend to skimp our fan base on that. So he's, while not giving a whole lot of direct information, comforted the fan base in a lot of their fears, like, well, I don't know if this is going to have huge monsters and be really hard. It's like, oh no, this is going to be harder. It reminds me of the pot scene from Walk Hard. They're like, I don't know if this is going to be hard enough. It's going to be harder. Well, maybe there's not enough customization. There's more customization than you've seen before. Well, I don't know if the weapons are going to be cool. The weapons transform into multiple weapons. Well, I heard you can't have a shield. Oh, you can have a shield, but now there are guns, too. Like, oh, well, I'm kind of out of complaints, man.
Yeah. I think that procedural dungeon is going to be huge. I think the fact that you can keep exploring it and it changes every single time, and if they can make that work well, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge for people who grind and farm. Like, it's just, oh, I can find some rare shit down there, and it's going to change every time. It's not going to be like, oh, just turn left, right, and you find, like, the Sword of Moonlight hanging on the ceiling. It's going to be different every time, so I think that's exciting.
Well, and you can lock it and then share it, so people can have randomly generated dungeons that they can then share with friends, and as a community, just like the regular game, you can go through and kind of solve the problems as a group of people. So it's not necessarily even situations where everything is new to you, but it's going to continually generate content. And like he said, he really wanted to focus on, when the first time you're playing it through, you come to a situation that's really hard and you don't necessarily know how to proceed. You rely on the community, you rely on other people, you summon them, you rely on the signs and things like that to help fight your way through. He intends to kind of the procedurally generated multiplayer, so somebody will post like, man, I got a really fucking hard dungeon that just so happens to, kill me every time, and then they'll open it up to the community, and the community will be able to help take part in it, and obviously it'll probably generate its own rewards, or there will be some kind of crucible rewards. I was really interested to find out that the game is going to not only be punishingly hard, but it's switched in a way that's going to punish people like Chris and I, who are used to the old way of doing things.
Uh-oh.
Like, now your block button no longer, I think, is your block. It now uses a healing potion. So that when you go to block, instead you just stand there like a jackass and drink a potion while taking a hit. And enemies are faster, and you Jesus, it's hard reading or talking with this echo.
You're doing great, man.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, as you fight enemies, you get covered in their blood, which helps restore some of your health. So it's actually kind of augmenting the whole thing from being very slow and deliberate to punishing you for being too slow and taking your time. You have to get in the fray and stab the fuck out of something, and sometimes take a couple hits, which in the Souls series, you really wanted to get hit as few times as possible.
Chris, get in here, man. What do you think about all that?
Well, I don't like that the controls are changed around, but I don't want to be a curmudgeon because there has to be a reason that they did that. I would like to think like, oh, maybe they made it smarter or something,
Guns.
Well, they added guns is a huge thing, man. You had projectiles, you had arrows, right? So you had to pull out your bow and arrow and set up and aim and whatever. Guns like add a whole new dynamic to things, so I think that's cool. And for me, I was never a real big magic user in the old games, so that to me is like a huge bonus. And I like to see what the shields do. I haven't seen much videos of like shield usage or blocking because most of these guys are like offensive. So that's cool, and I just I was excited as soon as he said no soul memory, and he mentioned a lot of parallels to Demon Souls, and I'm like, I love that game, so yeah, bring that back.
By the way, what I found funny about this question was that, man, he had you in there. It's like you don't like these games.
No, I mean he put me in it because I actually said I might be interested in getting it.
Ooh, so okay, what do you think about all this then?
I mean, I just like the way the game looks to me, and it looks interesting. I'm a little bit bored with all the sword and sorcery BS.
Hey Manny, since you
yeah.
might get the game, will you actually play online with these guys? Because it's very rare when you make an appearance in the online world.
Yeah, I might play it. I mean, or I might be a curmudgeon and say, "Don't fuck with my game."
I don't.
That's usually you. That's usually you.
Yeah, I don't think you can though. I think if you're not gonna play with people, you're gonna get invaded. Like the only way not to do that is just pull out your Ethernet cable. Like the game is just gonna force you to do that.
I'll pull my Internet cable out and play it alone.
How big of a curmudgeon do you want to be?
I can see you doing that, Manny. I can actually see you doing that.
I might.
Yeah, because I know you don't want people going into your game. You specifically said you don't want to play a game like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it if I know it's going to be there, but then if it's going to happen all the damn time, I'll just wind up losing my shit all the damn time. That'll probably be the biggest annoyance.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm not getting. It's like, wait, you're gonna come into my game and fuck up my shit? No, fuck.
Okay, here's the thing that you guys aren't understanding about this game is. Yeah, indeed.
Brett's, I heard that soapbox being pulled out, man, and I heard the feet getting on there. Do this.
The Soul series breeds an entirely different community than you guys are used to. You could honestly not get further from the whole Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto Online, I'm just going to fuck things up to watch the world burn. The whole point of the Dark Souls community is the game is so horribly punishing that you hope you kind of band together and try and fight back. You're going to get invaded. There are malicious people, but very, very rarely is it a cheap, horrible, or game-breaking thing. Even when I get invaded most of the time in Dark Souls, somebody has the decency to bow to me and let me know they're coming at me.
Hey. Kirsten, I know a guy whose main purpose in any of those Soul games is to go fuck with people.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna exist, but even
I don't can, right?
Yeah,
Chris, you know what I'm talking about.
I've gotten more angry at Grand Theft Auto for cheap bullshit. Like I'm just walking out of a clothing store and I get hit by a Lamborghini going 95.
Oh, that happens. I got killed in the clothing store, man. I was getting shot while I was trying to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
Man, GTA brings out everyone's inner Trevor, and I say this from experience. I never knew I was capable of such trolling before GTA Online, so yeah.
Yeah, how many personal videos have you blown up? It's like incalculable, right?
Oh god, I don't even know. I don't care.
Oh man. All right, so anything else you guys want to say about Bloodborne?
No, I'm good.
All right, move on then.
Everyone get it.
Chris, what was that line? It's like, don't be a pussy, get Bloodborne.
Don't pussy out on me, man. Get Bloodborne. You need help? Call me.
I got you, son. All right, let's do this. Manny, I want you to pay attention to this one because this is for you and me and Chris. Okay, I'm so hyped for Batman, Arkham Knight, and Metal Gear Solid 5. If you had to choose one to play this year, but the other one gets delayed to fall next year, which would you choose? Dun, dun, dun. All right, Manny, you're getting. Tell those people to shut up on the train. We're trying to do a podcast here.
Oh, well, dude, that's them making announcements.
Okay.
So.
Did you hear the question?
So Metal Gear Solid 5 and what?
Okay, Batman. Like if one of them is going to come out this year, but the other one gets delayed till next year, you can only pick one. Which one would it be? Which one would you rather play now and wait till later?
To be honest, I don't care which
You
one
have to
gets
answer the
delayed.
question,
Seriously,
man.
I'll just. If Batman gets delayed, I'm cool.
All right, so there's your answer then.
That's it.
Yeah. Chris.
Well, that's a tough one because we know technically Batman launches first.
Yes.
So which one would I want to play more? It's like shit, I want to play both of them. Fuck. So that's a hard call. But I think I'm more excited for Metal Gear than Batman. So I'd have to say if I had to play one now, I'd play Metal Gear now and wait on Batman.
Yeah. See, okay. Here's the thing. He said fall of next year because if it just got delayed till 2016, I'd be like, you know what? I want to play Batman now. I can wait 3 months for Metal Gear. No problem. But it's next year.
Oh, a whole year. It gets delayed a whole year? Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeah, I'm sorry, Batman. I'm going with Metal Gear, even though, man. Okay, here's the thing, people. I specifically asked Richard Bailey, editor-in-chief of the Coalition. I want to review 2 games this year. I'm not asking for much. I want Batman and I want Metal Gear. I don't care about any other game this year. So I'll let you know how serious. These are my top 2 games of the year. Shit, yeah. Ooh, that hurts. I'm gonna go with Metal Gear, but man, I want that Batman. That's coming out in June, man.
Yeah, that's what makes that tough. That's a really tough question.
Shit.
It's like, which eye do you want to lose? It's like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't lose either eye, man. Come on.
Oh man, Nash, get in here. I know you're excited about both games.
I'm gonna go with I would rather have Batman delayed than Metal Gear Solid, only because I feel like we've been waiting so long for Metal Gear Solid since 4. Batman, we kind of just had Origins, and that
Nash don't count though.
Well, no, but I mean, it's to a lot, it's still a Batman game, and it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So I think I could deal with Batman coming out in June of 2016.
Yeah, or fall of 2016.
For fall, yeah, or fall, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else on the panel cares about either game. The Murdochs, do you care about either of these games?
Nope, pass.
And Brett is silent, so I'm going to take that as a pass as well.
That is a pass.
All right, moving on.
What do you think? What do you think, Brian? Oh wait, he's not here.
Oh, no, Brian is Anthony tonight.
Don't worry, I'm speaking for Brian.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Metal Gear Solid.
So, Anthony, how's that PC gaming going, man?
PC gaming is terrible. The worst. Literally, buy every console and melt your computer.
He's anti-Brian. He talks shit about PC and he's white. All right, here we go. I'm hearing Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse is a good game, surprisingly. What's your favorite anime-based game? We've kind of answered this before, but we got Nash in here, so maybe he has a different answer. You guys don't already know my answer. I've never played a good anime game in my life. They're all terrible. Every one of them.
I like the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, and that was really my extent into anime video games.
The Naruto games or Bleach?
No, I never really played those. Those are all just fighting games. I think Budokai did the best fighting for Dragon Ball Z, and that's really where I stopped dipping my feet into the water.
Yeah. Manny, what about you? No, he don't want to answer. So, Chris, go moving on. You got Indian Gohan here, so maybe you have an answer.
The best anime-based game? Probably Berserk.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
First of the Berserk, yeah. That to me was a really good... Because, I played the game first and I saw the anime. I'm like, oh, he is this fucking crazy. All right.
They got guts, man.
Yeah, and that game was brutal, but it was fun. And it had a nice story, even though I didn't understand it at the time. I never liked any of the Dragon Ball Z games.
Terrible.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about Xenoverse, though. I haven't touched it. I remember I went in the room and watched that E3, and I'm like, another one? That was my reaction. Oh, shit. It's like, we have this secret character. I'm like, okay. Oh, I'm still not interested, but, if people like it, that's fine. I never played any of the Gundam games, whatever. The Macross games I've imported. They're like, whatever. Yeah, I'd say Berserk is probably the best one I played. Most of them suck.
Dude, it's funny because everybody's telling me, it's like, dude, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is different, man. You got to play it. It's like, I played it at Comic-Con, and it was just like every other Dragon Ball Z game out there. It's just random crazy shit. I'd rather play Smash Brothers. I can't stand Smash Brothers, so...
You're just a hater, Tony.
You're just a hater.
I am. Brett, since you're talking, what's your favorite anime-based game?
Fucking Dragon Ball Z, son of a bitch.
Man.
the indignation, man.
Yeah, like he's just sitting over here talking shit.
Hey, that's what I do.
Yeah, man, like I love the Dragon Ball Z games.
All
Like
of them?
they're not necessarily. I haven't played the last couple, but a lot of the Budokai games, yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of them.
Budokai was great. Those are I think they'll probably. I mean, aside from Xenoverse, I've never played that, but I think those are the last good Dragon Ball Z games that I've played.
Yeah, Budokai did it right. They were fun games. Yeah, they weren't super in-depth fighters, but it's a different kind of game, you know. It's not like Street Fighter where you're memorizing move sets and you know trying to cut frames and whatnot. It's a little bit more tactical. It's a little bit more. It's half where you're at and getting the advantage over somebody, and then it's half having crack fingers and being able to press the button 90 million times in 20 seconds. And it's fun. It's fun to beat the shit out of somebody as Goku, lose a second match, then scream "This isn't my final form" and own the shit out of them. Like it's just good wholesome fun, man.
Okay. Oh, by the way, these are questions from Black Star. I forgot to say his name because the paper cut out right there. Like, it went to the next page. The Black Star, he just gave me, she's like, yo, you ain't saying my name, motherfucker. Black Star. Shout out to you, by the way, Black Star, for playing last night. That was fucking awesome. Rachel, do you have any? Yeah,
What's
do you have any?
Paper?
I don't know, the paper, the fucking page, I don't know, whatever. I'm old. I said typewriter. Rachel, I literally said, like, somebody was asking, like, why are you making so much noise when you write? I'm like, dude, my typewriter's like that. I'm like, oh wait, not typewriter, keyboard. That's how old I am.
Dude, you should get a it's an investment, but you should get a mechanical keyboard.
That would be fun.
Yeah, they make cool noises too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have my friend got me one, and it's really awesome. The tactile. The only thing it's missing is the 10 key, which I'm gonna have to get like a little USB 10 key to go off the side of it because I can't have without it. It's very it's very clicky and responsive, and I didn't know I would like it so much. It's gonna encourage me to write more though, I think, because
I like that.
It feels kind of like a typewriter. It doesn't have quite the resistance, but it does have that tactile sensation to it. So I can't praise it enough.
Awesome. Thank you for telling me about that. I would like that actually. But do you have any anime games you like?
Oh, no. Nothing pertaining to the actual question. I just wanted to get completely off the rails and pimp a keyboard. It's cool.
This is Throwdown. That's what we do.
I know, right?
Oh, man.
That's why the last Throwdown you guys were talking about, I looked over the notes and I was like, nothing here interests me. I'm not going to be able to say anything about anything. It won't be interesting. I'll be boring. And then I was thinking later, I was like, even if I'm not paying attention to anything, just the fact, like, what am I doing? Like, last time I was playing Honey Pop. And if Honey Pop was an anime, I would watch it. But it's not.
There you go. I want to ask you about Civ 5, but we may do that later. Anyway, is that an old game or is that a new game? I forgot about that.
Civ 5, I don't know when it came out, but it's years ago.
Okay, that's an old game. Never mind.
It's yeah, I know. It's classic. A lot of people know it, but I mean, not classic, but you know what I mean. Older.
Yeah. All right, that's cool. I was like, is there a new Civ game? What the fuck? Okay, I didn't know that. Anyway, last question here. What superhero franchise would you like to see Rocksteady focus on after Batman Arkham Knight? He's like, Batman Beyond, homie. I actually wrote an editorial about this when I was on DualShockers, like 4 other characters they could pick. I wrote about Aquaman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. I'm going to go, for this one, I'm going to go with Wonder Woman because it's essentially God of War with a woman. You know, you have the whole Greek pantheon in there. You have her beating the shit out of everybody, flying around and stuff. Wonder Woman, they should do that. That'd be great. Superman's not going to work. In that same editorial, I wrote why Superman cannot work as the video game character. So no Superman, definitely not Superman. Even though he's my favorite superhero, he can't work in a video game. So my answer is Wonder Woman because think about it. You have the whole Greek thing going on and stuff. You have her coming to the United States stuff. You can even set it like in the past, and then it comes to the modern age and stuff. And again, it's just God of War with boobs. You know, it'd be perfect. Would it be empowering for women? I don't know. Oh, let me not start. All right, Chris, go ahead, man.
I would say I'd love to see them tackle Green Lantern because I would love to see his powers done creatively, and they did a great job with Batman. So I'd love to see them take the whole idea of the ring and the Lantern Core and the power of will and all that stuff and turn it into something. Also, that Green Lantern doesn't have to just be on Earth. He's out in space. so it could have space exploration stuff, kind of like Mass Effect type of deal. You know, I'd love to see what they could do with it.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. And you like, I guess you could do it with this gen. I talked about this, like have like constructs that are like completely different. They're just like, okay, this button does this button does that. Maybe you could use something like with the PlayStation thing. You could like maybe make something kind of like Scribble Knots. Remember that?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that I think they could knock that out of the park, and I'd love to see like a big game around that the lore of Green Lantern.
Yeah, they have a pretty deep lore.
Yeah. Nash, you're in here, man. What do you say?
Honestly, I think with the systems that they have in place already, I think this is going to probably surprise you, Tony. That I think a Daredevil game would be pretty good from them, because now Batman has the detective sense already, which is pretty much what Daredevil could use. I mean, I don't know Daredevil like that, but since he's blind, I would assume that his vision from what he sees is just sort of like a detective mode kind of thing. So that would be pretty cool, since they already have that in place, that you could have Daredevil be just as acrobatic, and the combat wouldn't change too much, but the story would be a lot different.
Dude, you just blew my mind. Cause see, I'm sticking with DC. Daredevil would be perfect if you do him right. He's basically Batman without the money, you know. So yeah, that'd be perfect, you know. And now I'm imagining in first person. Brett, you put that in my head, like Dying Light, but with Daredevil instead. That would be crazy with the Billy Club and stuff.
I mean, think about Dying Light and all the parkour mechanics and flying around with like a launch staff as Daredevil, or even more as Spider-Man.
Oh shit! Could you imagine Rocksteady doing a Spider-Man game? That'd be nuts.
Dude, yeah, like they put some real weight and feeling behind actual locomotion and movement.
Oh, thank you for bringing that, because that's always been my problem with Spider-Man games. He feels too light. You know, like there's no weight to him. I know he's supposed to be a light character, but where's the weight? You know, so yeah, you're right about that. Very good.
That point. You know, Spider-Man isn't necessarily all web slinging. He does a lot of that, but he also, you know, hangs upside down. He's stationary sometimes. He walks. He crawls up walls. Like there's slower, more meticulous locomotion bits that you could take everything that you got from Batman Arkham City, kind of put in some free running or parkour mechanics, and then add, you know, the long distance web slinging, and you could go, you know, shooting up a building, land on a roof, leap off the again, kind of aim back up and shoot your web into the air and catch it and swing. Like that would be an amazing video game moment.
I remember
just being able to do that. I'd pay $60 for it.
Yeah, remember Spider-Man also has Spider Sense. You could have detective mode in that too.
Yeah, it's true.
That'd be sweet. Rachel, what about you?
Kind of don't care about Spider-Man.
No, any superhero.
Oh,
Not
yeah, my oxycodone kicked in.
Oh boy.
I'm just like I like totals.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Manny, what about you, man? If Manny's even here right now, he's in the train. Sorry for all the technical difficulties tonight.
Yeah, we're just patching this shit together today with duct tape and string and bubble gum, whatever.
Hey, the show must go on.
It will go on, man. I don't know if you people know this, like listening. I'm always mentally prepared to do this on my own in the off chance that no one's here. Like I'm already there, you know. And this show would be easy. So yeah, it don't matter. You guys like the shit. I'll probably get 300 views.
Oh yeah, totally. Tony would like rant to himself all the live long day, and it would be interesting as hell. It'd be like a big long ranty pants.
Exactly. It'd be awesome. Hey Rachel, you know, what about a Tank Girl video game? What do you think about that?
Oh, dude, I would fucking love that, especially if it was in the style of like Assassin's Creed or Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, that'd be nuts, and they have like a rich world to build off of too.
Oh, totally.
Stop filling my head with dreams.
I mean, the question was about superheroes, but why not just comic books in general? You know, I mean, she's kind of like a superhero that fucks, you know, animals, but yeah.
I would say Iron Man would be a fun game.
Oh, hold on, Brett. Do you remember the Spider-Man, the Iron Man games that Sega put out?
I try not to.
Oh, but yeah, leaving those aside, yeah, that would be cool if Rocksteady did them. Rocksteady. Got to think about that.
Okay, you know what I always liked.
PTSD kicked in. I'm sorry, Brett. What did you do to me?
So, you know what I always liked was I have the Emma Frost omnibus,
Ooh.
and like if you want to do the female forward centric, like I don't like fighting games, I don't like this, I don't like that. Okay, well let's make a game where, because I mean if you think about it, for like Marvel you have Emma Frost, who has, can turn herself into a diamond, and she has what telepathic properties, right?
Yeah.
Same with Jean Grey. You could kind of make a game out of that that's not necessarily fighting, as it is more storytelling, decision making. You could have some finesse into it, like especially with like telekinesis. There could be, different things that you could do with that. It doesn't all necessarily have to be, fighting and shooting and all
Well,
this other
the
stuff.
Batman games weren't necessarily fighting him. They had a lot of other stuff than just fighting.
Yeah, if anybody was going to implement anything other than fighting, it would be Rocksteady, But for the game you're describing, it sounds like more like a Telltale's kind of game, which actually would be cool. Like what do you want this person to do when you control them and stuff? You can make them do a bunch of crazy things.
Oh man, you could take the same mechanics that Watchdog had for cell phones and kind of add them to a telepathy kind of thing, and then make that game not suck.
Yeah.
Like being able to listen on people's thoughts and their secrets, and like being able to determine like when guards are gonna leave their patrols because they're getting hungry for like a candy bar or something like that, or have them be like, man, I really don't like how dark it is in here, and like, okay, so that's a cue to like shut off the lights. And when he shuts off the lights, he'll be like, Dale, and like run to get another guard and leave you like a 30-second time or window to move from point A to point B. Like I can see really cool ways to implement like telekinesis mechanics.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, actually. Yeah, if a guard's hungry and stuff, you have like the microwave go off in like kitchen. It's like, I smell something. I'm hungry.
Yeah, you make popcorn, and they're like, what is that smell?
Oh man, that would be pretty cool. I really wanted Manny's answer for this, but he's in Jersey right now, so maybe he got killed. Who knows? Jersey's a weird, smelly place.
Maybe he's eating a spray tan.
Maybe he is. And actually, damn, that's actually the show, because that's all the questions we had this week. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to fill it up with something, but no filler here. We don't do that. Not like some other games. All right. So let's wrap it up. All right, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. Make sure to follow the Coalition at thecoalition.com. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Throwdown Show. Links are available in the description below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I was joined by Rachel Murdoch.
Bye later.
Chris Seeley.
Later, guys.
Brett Murdoch.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun playing Civ with a wife all hopped up on codeine.
And Mr. Anthony Nash.
Bye, everybody.
All right. I'm Manny. Bye. I don't know how to do an impersonation.
Give us your best, Stanley.
Tony, show us a toy that we'd all be jealous of.
Oh shit! I don't have any toys available. Damn it! I have to put all my toys away because the kids keep coming over. No toys. I'm sorry about that. All right, people. Later.
Bye.
See ya.